You are listening to the We Hired a Sitter for This podcast.
We hired a sitter for this.
We have a roster of like 7 sitters.
I hate authority, but I'm a mom.
I'm an old man. I need orthopedic shoes.
The laughs, the chuckles, the TMI.
Some people might say, why would you have kids? The oceans are rising. The economy's collapsing.
And they're not wrong. I'm Ross.
And I'm Patrick.
And we hired a sitter for this.
Hello, testing. 1, 2, mic check. Welcome to We Hired a Sitter for This. I believe this is episode 188 of the first season. We have 188 episodes in this first season of We Hired a Sitter for This. My name is Patrick Holbert, and next to me is Peggy Pickles. You can't see her because I've framed out my beer gut. I don't want my beer gut in the shot anymore. So we might just start podcasting like this, like maybe. And if you're listeners, I've cropped my mouth and nose out of the shot for the YouTube. Do you know that we're on YouTube? You can definitely watch us on YouTube every week. You can also watch us on Patreon. That's where we put the whole episode. I'll probably put up this whole episode on both Patreon and YouTube and iTunes, or the audio version. Since it's just me, I'll probably just talk for like 15 minutes here, or maybe an hour. My co-host, Ross Aaron Martineau, is currently in another room in the house. I won't say which room, but it's one where a person needs privacy. And then she's got to run off to work. So maybe can you lean in and say hello on your way out? She said, yeah. This is a skeleton crew. We're just so fucking busy. We're just so goddamn fucking busy all the time. I don't think I'm supposed to curse this much in the first minute or so for YouTube, but I don't think the algorithm much cares much for us. Much cares. I don't think there's a lot of care for who cares about Ross and Patrick, or We Hired a Sitter for This. Did you know we started this show as a YouTube show called Who Cares? You can go way back in my archives on my channel. One day I'll actually organize the channel to make this stuff easy to find, but we made these funny little videos called Who Cares about Ross and Patrick, and then it became a podcast, and this is all in 2017, I believe. So if you've been a loyal listener, you know all this, but maybe you're a new listener. Maybe you saw me in Rochester this last weekend opening for Ian Fidance. I had a lot of fun on stage doing some weird stuff, but he's the perfect comic to get weird with because his crowd is just awesome. They really are open-minded. They're fun. They're comedy fans. And I'm working on this story for the Risk podcast that I'm recording on June 26th in New York City. So if you see the ticket link for that from Risk, that's Kevin Allison's storytelling podcast, get tickets to that. It's going to be at Caveat. How do you say the name of that word or venue? That's the Lower East Side in New York City. I'm telling a very spicy story about an event that occurred in the first 4 months of my marriage. You've heard us allude to all this stuff on the podcast, but I'm going to tell the truth, tell the dirty details of what went down. If you see my arm on the right doing stuff out of frame, it's because Peggy Pickles is here. Peggy, can you just... There's her snoot. There's her snoot in the shot.
Wow, that shirt.
Yeah, I put on a fun shirt because I gotta make this colorful. Ross is in the space. That's who I'm talking to. You gotta lean way in.
Hi.
Where are you going?
I'm going to go to the grocery store to buy ingredients to make lactation balls for my doula client, and then I'm going to get on a city bike and ride to her house.
Oh my God, you have errands too?
Yeah. And I just had a yoga class, so gotta go. See you next week.
We miss you. We love you. She's really doing it all. I didn't get a kiss. Can I please have a kiss? Please. Please.
So pathetic.
I love you. And I miss you. Let's hang out. It was really sad. I'll tell them the story about how sweet you were on Sunday when I got to see you, and then I couldn't wake up. We're just doing too much.
Too much and not making enough.
We're going to... You know what I mean, bro? Yeah, and actually, we could have a better relationship in marriage if you just sign up for the Patreon.
Save our marriage. Sign up for the Patreon.
Do it for altruistic reasons. Or no, what? Yeah, like we just start promoting the Patreon with really sad details of our lives. Oh, what was I saying? Oh, yeah, so I got that show, June 26th, come out.
You were going to say how sad it was.
Well, yeah, well, I will share the sad stuff about our marriage after you leave. Because it feels like it should be a two-part conversation. I mean, I'll just tell the basics, and then next week we can dig deep. Because now I'm going out of town again this weekend. And also by the way, I got asked about Greenwich on Monday and Tuesday next week. I don't think it would be overnights, though. This is how we talk. We're like it's like, oh, by the way, I have to leave our family in 6 days. Oh yeah, this weekend, I'll tell you, listener and viewer, if you're in Chattanooga, Tennessee, I'll be headlining a secret comedy show in Chattanooga. I can't say the name of the show because they don't want you to tell the name of the show, but that's in Chattanooga, Tennessee. I'm headlining that one. Kingsport, Tennessee, I'm headlining a recovery convention show. I don't think I'm supposed to say the name of that show either because it's a secret program for people with secret problems. Although those problems are never secret. It's like everybody always knows you got an issue and you should check out this secret book club that my therapist keeps, like everybody knows you go in there and you're supposed to be anonymous, but everybody knows why you're there. Norm Macdonald has a great joke about he doesn't like the anonymous part of it because he doesn't understand that people go in there and they say, so I drank a whole bunch of liquor and then I dropped a baby and crashed the car. And anyway, my name is Pete and I'm an alcoholic. It's not very anonymous. Bye. I love you. See you never. So pathetic. It's so sad. We're just like ships passing. So yeah, that's Kingsport, Tennessee, Saturday night. Convention of some kind of program for people who need help with drugs and alcohol, and I'm grateful for that gig. That's a nice bills-paying gig. And then the next day in Atlanta at 6:30 in the evening on Sunday night, Atlanta, I'm doing the Onward Theater for a group called Stand Up for Recovery. They do comedy for everybody. I mean, anybody's welcome. And I'm just doing my headlining set, which has a lot of, I talk about addiction and drinking and all that stuff, but I also talk about regular stuff. I feel like I am a little nervous about pigeonholing myself as like a sober comedian or whatever. Like, I'm nervous people think, oh, well, why would I watch his special? Because it's just about like how to not drink or whatever. It's definitely not about how to not drink. It's not educational. It's just a comedy special that I did in a certain way, and it is very much focused on that topic, but I think it's funny for anybody to watch or listen to. So if you have watched it, maybe chime in the comments and say, I saw your special and I loved it. Or it was a B- for me, but everybody should watch it. Whatever you want to say. I don't care. That's what the internet is. It's democratic, right? So that's, Friday, Saturday in Tennessee, Sunday in Atlanta. Allegedly Friday afternoon, we might do like a rehab show in the afternoon. So that I would feel like a full-on movie star if I landed in Atlanta, drove to do an afternoon gig, and then drove again to do a night gig, and then drove up to Kingsport for the convention, and then drove back to Atlanta on Sunday. I should ask around about podcasts in Atlanta because I could probably squeeze in a podcast in the afternoon on Sunday, Monday, Tuesday. I saw my dad on Sunday. It was Mother's Day, but I also saw my dad on Sunday. And it's so funny that he says the days of the week like that. It's like, are you from the 1930s? Like from the hills? What is that? I did see my mom and my sister on Mother's Day, driving back from Rochester, so I thought it would be a real shame if I didn't stop to see my mom on Mother's Day. And I got to see her, and she's such a sweet lady. I went to church and had a nice hang with her at church. Big coffee hour after the ceremony. Is it a ceremony? Service. Coffee hour in the fellowship hall. I drank about 2.5 cups of coffee in one of those tall boys. You know those tall boy styrofoam cups? I just downed a bunch of coffee because Yeah, I guess I could take you through Rochester. So I drive up 6 hours on Thursday. 6-hour drive. Ian said, yeah, come open for me. Come shoot video. We'll shoot something on Saturday in the daytime. I love watching Ian. He's probably one of my favorite comics. He's so funny. Chaotic. He's a little chaotic. So I never know with communication stuff with him what exactly is going on. And anyway, I arrive in Rochester about 4 p.m. and I check in with my host, who's a friend of a Binghamton comic. Shout out to Stephen Brown. Thanks for introducing me to Rochester Tom. That's how he's in my phone now. And he gives me a cheapo room for the weekend so that I could actually make money. Because when you're featuring, these were, I guess I'll be fully transparent. Nobody listens. Who cares? These were $100 a show. So I was supposed to make $500 on the weekend on just comedy, but Thursday got canceled because Ian's flight kept getting delayed. So I'm checking in with Rochester Tom in this nice house and in the South Wedge. I think that's what it's called. That's where I was staying, in the South Wedge of Rochester. And I'm checking in. I get a text from Ian. He's like, oh, shit, my flight keeps getting delayed. Show's canceled. I'm so sorry, which was a huge bummer because it was sort of like I could have just done the 6-hour drive on Friday, had an extra night with my family, but like there's just no way to know, and like we're totally powerless over the situation. I have heard in the past like other people would say, all right, well just have the feature headline, but Ian doesn't really know me like that as a comic. I could have delivered a headlining set for sure. I don't know if his fans would feel the same way about me as the way they do about him. So anyway, the club made the decision, we'll just cancel the show and let people come to other shows over the weekend if they want, or refund their tickets. So I ended up, he had like cascading flight delays. Like at first it was like, I'm getting in at 9 instead of 6 or whatever. And I was like, all right, I'll go to the diner near the airport and I'll pick you up. And I did some video editing and actually going through clips for him from Wisconsin, and I'm like, yeah, I'll sit here, I'll be around, And then he's like, actually, it's coming in at 10, and then I'm running out of battery at the diner, and they won't let me plug in. This diner, by the way, Jay's Diner in Rochester, I get a falafel burger, which was actually very good, and I start working on my laptop. I realize there's not an outlet in sight. There's not many people there either. And I'm like, I'll hang out for a few hours and get a bunch of work done if I can, And I'll buy a slice of pie, But then it was time for a refill, and they're like, by the way, we charge for refills on soda. And that, between that and the not letting me plug in, it just made me resent this place. And then when they could tell I wasn't going to order anything else, nobody paid any more attention to me. They just ignored me. And I needed some water, So anyway, I left. And I went and sat in the Fairfield Inn parking lot, which is on the grounds of the Rochester Airport. And I sat there and I continued to edit because I could plug in my computer in my car with the device. And I'm like, okay, I feel like a full-on refugee right now, but I guess I shouldn't make that comparison. Refugees go through really hard stuff. And I'm just like, I got to sit in my car and waste gas on this electricity. And anyway, long story short, the next text I get, he's like, yeah, I'm not getting in until 1 a.m. I was like, all right, I'm going to go crash. If I'm up, I'll come get you or whatever. Anyway, he ended up taking an Uber. We didn't see each other until the show Friday night. And it was just, it was a big bummer to not get to perform on Thursday night. And then Friday I did like day job stuff at the coffee shop, Boulder Coffee. What a cool spot. They got an open mic Monday nights. I'd love to see what that's like. The shows were all fun. I really had a good time on all the shows, and I think it went well. I didn't destroy because, like I said, I was working on this story. Just some parts. I was like, let me at least do the jokes from this story. There's some new joke ideas I have, and I did those, and it all went well. Some of it is like too revealing. It's like too racy, perhaps, for a comedy club audience. And I think there are some people that just go to a show because, hey, the comedy club has shows this weekend, let's just go. So some people were not like Ian Fidance fans. So I think they were just sort of like, what is this guy talking about? But anytime I could sense that, I would say like, oh, by the way, if you think this is spicy, wait till Ian's set. And that always got a big laugh from his fans. So anyway, can you tell I'm losing my voice? Also, the allergies are insane. One of the compromises I had to make on this room is that I was staying with a cat owner. I'm violently allergic to cats. I love cats. They're majestic animals, and so was this one. His name was Otis, beautiful orange cat. I got a really nice photo of him on portrait mode on my camera. So between the pollen and tree allergies I have that absolutely destroy my system, I also had cat allergies on top of that. And so I'm taking all my medicine. On Saturday, I took 2 Claritin. And then right after I took them, I was like, I wonder if this is bad for you. And I Google it, and it's like, don't take 2 Claritin. It will make your heart explode. You'll die on the street. Nobody will know what happened until they do the toxicology tests. So don't take 2. But I already took 2, so I was just like praying all day, like, please let my 44-year-old heart survive this. But it actually worked good. Then I definitely was more comfortable. But all 4 sets, all weekend, my head was just like, not pounding, but it just had a lot of pressure from all the stuff. You know, you got all the sinuses in here, then your ears have canals, and your nose is clogged up. My throat is just a constant drip of disgusting bodily fluids, and I just couldn't like really hear myself on stage. Like it sounded like I was listening to myself through the wall in another room. So I don't know. If you're at the shows, it just sucks because you want to give this disclaimer of like, no, I can also be up here for an hour, and I'm also very funny, but I have this finite amount of time right now, and I can't fucking hear myself. So anyway, come check me out next time I'm up that way. I'm doing another secret show you don't tell people about in Binghamton on July 12th, I believe. So I don't think Binghamton and Rochester are really close enough for me to be like, no, come see me at another one. So anyway, the shows were really fun. I didn't sleep great just because, it's hard to sleep good. And then Saturday we filmed all day, well, not all day, for a couple hours. And that was super fun. He's shooting this like travel show that's really hilarious. I don't know if I'm allowed to really talk about it. So, but it was like work, so by the time I was getting in my car Sunday morning at 5 a.m, and I stayed up, the shows are late. So I was up till I think 1 a.m. Saturday night, crashed for 4 hours or whatever, and then drove 4.5 hours to Walden to go to church with Mother Dear and Sister Dear. And then another like 2.5 hours in the car after that to get back to Brooklyn. So I got back to Brooklyn at like 3:30 in the afternoon, I think. I'm picking up JoJo and Ross and Franny, and I like missed them all so much. And JoJo had come on Friday to help out while I was away, and JoJo is Ross's mother, who is just like this amazing person. Franny loves her. Franny also gives her a lot of trouble, but like, I don't know. It's so cool to see like the two of them get so close, and we're just so grateful JoJo can help out so much, because like this lifestyle we're living is like a little insane with scheduling, and like we actually need the village so much, and we have a village of friends and babysitters and family members, but because we live in the city, it's hard for us to like tap into the family element as much as we'd like. And JoJo coming here, and Papa came too. He was here for the first day of that. We're just so grateful when we get the help, and we really appreciate it. But yeah, Ross, while I was away, we just had a couple really nice phone calls at night, and we just really miss each other. And for Mother's Day, I couldn't really celebrate it with her as much as I would have liked, or like be as helpful as much as I would have liked, because I was just cooked, you know. So I picked them up, and we get back to our house because they were at the park in Williamsburg, blah, blah, blah. So I picked them up in Williamsburg. We drive back here. Franny and I cuddle on the couch, and we end up like falling asleep at like 5 p.m. We had this like amazing nap on the couch, and it was just so nice, but also like I'm not helping at all by sleeping. Like, so I did end up running out for tacos or whatever, Mexican food, and brought it back. And when it was time to do bedtime, I went to bed with Franny, and the plan was like, yeah, I'll stay in there for 30 minutes or whatever till she falls asleep, and I'll come out and we'll hang out. But I just zonked. I was zonked, bro. I was zonked and conked, and I fell asleep. And the next time I woke up was 11:30 p.m. and Franny had to go pee in the potty, so we went pee, and we went straight back to sleep. And yeah, yesterday was another like just straight back in. You know, Ross had clients and yoga and all kinds of stuff going on, and I had my own stuff going on, and it was just like, all right, I still haven't really gotten to hang out with her. We did watch Below Deck last night. I put Franny asleep and came out and we watched some Below Deck, which should just be called Alcoholism on the High Seas. We're watching Below Deck Mediterranean with Lexi, who is just like Chef Matt, and then Lexi, who I think is a steward, third steward maybe, third stew. Man, these people, it's really bad. I mean, Lexi's drinking reminds me so much of my own drinking, of like when I reached a certain point, I would just be so vile and angry and cruel and just so defensive about it. And yeah, I just really feel for these people. Anyway, I think this is enough for a podcast. It's been 21 minutes or so. I'm sorry we don't have a full episode for you. We're trying to make it all work. On the Patreon recently, I put up a full set of me featuring at Zany's in Chicago. It was a set where I talked about some like subtle childhood trauma. I talked about bedwetting. And a lady complained, and I ended up like getting demoted for the weekend. So I put it up there as like sort of an experiment to see if people thought it was justified, or if it was even funny or unfunny or whatever. I just thought it would be like a cool like comedy nerd sort of experiment to put up a full set of mine on there. And we have 3 patrons right now who maybe just do audio only, so maybe you don't know that is up there. But like, if you want to see that, you got to go to the site and like sign in and watch on there. Maybe maybe it's worth putting the audio on the iTunes stream. Just let me know what you guys want. I mean, there's literally 3 of you, so perhaps you're not even interested in my comedy, and that's fine too. Maybe you're just here for me and Ross when we're together. But there's a lot we can do with the Patreon, and we're going to keep putting stuff up there. I can keep putting comedy sets on there. Maybe I'll put one of these Rochester ones up there. I guess I don't really want to spoil the story I'm doing on Risk, but who knows? Maybe you can hear me navigate working it out first. What else? I talked about this weekend down south. Oh, the Tom Dustin film is in a bunch of theaters right now around the country. It's called Tom Dustin, Portrait of a Comedian. It's the best thing I ever got to make with another comic. Joe List directed it. Matt Salacuse also worked on it and shot a bunch of it. It took us a couple years to make, and it's done, and it's out there, and we're excited for it, and we want people to go see it. So please do check it out in the movies if you can. Yeah, all over the country. Atlanta. I mean, actually, if you're in Atlanta, I would go watch it with you if you wanted to, because I'll be there Sunday, I think, killing time. Although, I guess I have a 4-hour drive Sunday morning. I got to do some mapping. I got to map it out. All right. My name is Patrick Holbert. Thanks for watching. Please follow both Ross and I on social media. I'm on there as It's Patrick Holbert. She's on there as It's Ross Aaron Martineau, I believe. Yeah, she got like hacked. Yeah. I think those are the highlights. What do you think, Peg? Is there anything else? Peggy Pickles? She's like leaning on me so nicely right now. This is the best. All right, I got to go to Jersey now. Yeah, I have work too. Yeah, I guess I have to say bye. I'm going to hit stop. Bye.